Uncover the thrilling world of spies and covert operations with The Art of Espionage. Journey through history, unlock secrets, and embrace the unexpected. Stay tuned and explore with TopThangs. Welcome to TopThangs, where we dive deep into the mesmerizing world of secrets and shadows. Today we're not just exploring a topic, we're embarking on a covert journey through time. Shadows of History, the evolution of espionage, isn't just a tale. It's a labyrinth of intrigue that has shaped the very fabric of our history. Prepare to have your minds intrigued and your perspectives challenged, as we pull back the veil on the world's most enigmatic profession. Are you ready to delve into the clandestine corridors of history? Let's ignite the fuse of curiosity and watch the sparks of mystery illuminate the path ahead. The Art of Espionage, a historical deep dive into the world of spies and covert operations. Espionage, the act of spying to obtain secret information, especially regarding a government or business. This practice is as old as human civilization itself. From the shadows of ancient empires to the digital hall of mirrors of today's cyber era, espionage has stealthily helped shape the course of history. Come, let us embark on an illuminating odyssey through millennia of intrigue, deception, and subterfuge. This is the captivating tale of how spies and their covert exploits have influenced the fate of nations and societies. Origins in the ancient world. The first spies likely emerged not long after the dawn of civilization, but some of the earliest known examples hail from ancient Egypt around 1500 BCE. Court records from the reign of Pharaoh Thutmose III speak of a network of spies gathering intelligence on the king's enemies. Moving ahead a few centuries, Sun Tzu's famous ancient Chinese military treatise The Art of War dedicates an entire section to the vital role of spies in warfare. He notes, spies are a key element in war because upon them depend an army's ability to move. Clearly, even ancient civilizations appreciated the strategic value of intelligence gathered by spies. One of the most impactful cases of ancient espionage comes from 5th century BCE Greece. At the iconic Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BCE, a Greek trader named Ephialtes secretly gave the location of a hidden mountain path to the invading Persians. This allowed the Persians to outflank the heavily outnumbered Spartans led by King Leonidas. The ensuing defeat of the Spartans has become one of history's most legendary last stands. But Ephialtes' treasonous act highlights how even in ancient times, intelligence possessed tremendous power to alter the course of battles and wars. As the Greek poet Pindar rather dramatically lamented, "O wretched Ephialtes, what great ruin you brought to the Hellenes." In China, military strategist and philosopher Sun Bin, c. 380, 316 BCE, expanded on many of Sun Tzu's espionage ideas. In the historical text Military Methods, he stated, "Spies are the eyes and ears of the army, but they can also turn the tide of war." Attesting to this, during China's Warring States period, spies played a key role in the strategies of competing kingdoms. For instance, the Qi kingdom successfully sent a spy posing as a defector to spread disinformation amongst the enemy state of Wei, leading to a major Qi victory in the battle. In Han Dynasty China, intelligence gathering became systematized, with spies deployed across the empire to detect any sign of rebellion or instability. The Roman Empire also developed espionage into an institutionalized state organ. They established an intelligence agency known as the Frumentarii, centered around a grain supply group. The Frumentarii expanded into an extensive network of spies and informants covering the vast territories of the empire. They engaged in reconnaissance, surveillance, prisoner interrogation, and covert propaganda. The Frumentarii came to serve as the emperor's eyes and ears, enabling rulers like Hadrian to preemptively thwart dozens of rebellions. Ironically, the first known director of the Frumentarii, a Roman prefect named Regalinus, was himself executed after being caught distributing libelous pamphlets mocking the emperor. Clearly, being a spy master did not guarantee immunity from blowback in the Roman court. In India, the famous strategist Chanakya, c. 350, 275 BCE, devoted an entire chapter in his seminal Arthashastra to espionage and state security. He emphasizes the importance of spies to ensure internal stability and external security. Some of his insights seem surprisingly relevant even today. Just as fish moving inside water cannot be known when drinking water, even so spies in the guise of friends can't be recognized as they roam. Evidently, even in ancient times, spycraft involved hiding in plain sight. Spycraft in the Middle Ages and Renaissance. During the tumultuous Middle Ages, espionage became more closely intertwined with European court politics. Spies lurked in the shadows of castle corridors and served as eyes and ears for rulers. Many spies operated undercover, posing as lowly servants, monks, or jester entertainers to blend in. Some were even trusted royal nobles, playing a dangerous double game. Medieval spies employed clever techniques like using invisible ink, made from readily available substances such as lemon juice, vinegar, or urine. I dare not imagine the stench. Messages were concealed in the intricate patterns of tapestries that only intended recipients knew how to decipher. The use of cryptology and ciphers also emerged to protect sensitive intelligence communiques. We have evidence that the famous English kingmaker Warwick the Kingmaker used ciphertext in his spy correspondence. Coded communication had become a vital aspect of tradecraft. Royals also employed scholars and astrologers to utilize an early form of predictive intelligence by reading omens in stars and prophecies. While seeming pseudoscientific today, these techniques constituted a type of environmental scanning to discern any threats or opportunities. During the 100 Years' War, the strong French cryptology skills gave them an edge, intercepting and deciphering English communications. This contributed to key French victories like at Agincourt in 1415. In Renaissance Italy, the famous Medici dynasty bankrolled an extensive intelligence network to protect their banking empire and gain political influence. This demonstrates how even during the Middle Ages, intelligence collection was vital not just in politics but also economics and business. Women also played an intriguing role in medieval and Renaissance spycraft. Some utilized feminine charms to extract state secrets from powerful men. For instance, the 16th century Italian spy Isabella Bellinzaga seduced nobles to gather intelligence for the Duke of Mantua until she was caught and executed. Ironically, an early female spy master was the abbess at the monastery of Gandersheim in 10th century Germany, who presided over a network of informant nuns. This shows that even cloistered in monasteries, women found ways to participate in the shadowy world of espionage. As nation-states emerged, spy agencies became more systematized. Queen Elizabeth I's chief advisor, Sir Francis Walsingham, gets credit for establishing the first modern intelligence agency with a centralized structure. Nicknamed Her Majesty's Spider, Walsingham's network of spies and informers successfully uncovered threats like the Babington plot against Elizabeth. His prolific system of surveillance ensnared many a Catholic plotter. Once quipping, "Knowledge is never too dear," Walsingham elevated state espionage to an art form. His successors continued this intelligence work, helping England thrive in the midst of religious turmoil and wars. Across the Channel in France, Cardinal Richelieu institutionalized espionage to strengthen royal authority. He penetrated dissident Huguenot and noble networks by recruiting well-placed sources. Richelieu's Black Cabinet spy agency is considered a forerunner to modern European intelligence services. Further east, Ivan IV, the Terrible of Russia, established the Oprichniki, an elite spy corps and secret police to neutralize rival boyar nobles' power. This helped him centralize autocratic czarist rule. Thus, by the 1500s, spying was no longer just courtly intrigue. It was an indispensable instrument of statecraft. Cloak and Dagger in the World Wars. World War I saw unprecedented militarization of espionage among rival powers. New technologies like aircraft and wireless communication expanded spy capabilities. Britain set up MI5 and MI6, while France established the Deuxième Bureau military intelligence arm. The German military intelligence Abwehr conducted sabotage and supported Irish Republican unrest against Britain. The newly formed Soviet Cheka crafted an elaborate network of illegals, deep-cover Russian operatives living secretly abroad to gather intelligence. World War I spies uncovered battle plans and intercepted communications using radio direction finding and cryptanalysis. Legendary spy masters like British agent T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia, fomented Arab revolts against Ottoman interests. Flamboyant Dutch exotic dancer Margaretha Zell, or Mata Hari, courted officers and politicians for secrets, ultimately facing a French firing squad on questionable spying charges. Her sensational tale illustrates the strong public fascination with WW espionage. Both the Allies and Central Powers used covert propaganda and black ops to undermine enemy morale and stability. This expanded scope of WW intelligence paved the way for even greater efforts in the sequel conflict. If World War I introduced modern signals and cryptography, World War II saw espionage fully transformed through technology. Radio communications, cameras, and recording devices aided intel gathering. British mathematician Alan Turing's cracking of the Nazi Enigma cipher machine provided life-saving intel about Axis movements and plans. Aerial photography from spy planes improved battlefield reconnaissance. Clandestine operations like the British double-cross system turned German spies into counter-spies to spread misinformation. Perhaps the most legendary was the American Office of Strategic Services (OSS) Operation Paperclip, which smuggled German scientists to aid the US rocketry program. Masterful spy masters like the Soviet Red Orchestra's Leopold Trepper ran intricate transnational networks. The famous British MI5 double agent codenamed Garbo concocted phantom armies to deceive the Germans about the timing and location of D-Day landings. Tales of covert action behind enemy lines and underground resistance filled the public imagination through popular films and novels. The rising ideological contest between liberal democracy and fascism heightened the stakes of World War II intelligence. Espionage had become indispensable to the war effort, saving countless lives through vital information. For better or worse, World War II spy exploits also inspired the structures of modern intelligence agencies. The Golden Age Cold War intrigue. The post-war Cold War era has been described as the Golden Age of espionage. With tensions between superpowers USA and the Soviet Union near breaking point, intelligence agencies exploded in size and scope on both sides. The Cold War bred an unprecedented arms race not just in nuclear weapons, but equally in the shadowy world of spy versus spy. With global supremacy at stake, the art of espionage reached new heights in this tense period. The CIA and KGB came to dominate the intelligence arena, employing a myriad of human assets and operations. Propaganda and active measures saturated the ideological battlefield. Spies infiltrated governments and civil society groups. Technological advances revolutionized intelligence gathering through satellite imagery and electronic surveillance. The deadly serious hunt for moles and double agents consumed agency counterintelligence divisions. Defector exploits and spy scandals captured public imagination. All's fair in love and Cold War. Some Cold War intelligence operations significantly altered history. The CIA-backed 1953 coup against Iranian leader Mossadegh secured Western oil interests. The failed 1961 Bay of Pigs invasion embarrassed the CIA by not toppling Castro. Across the Iron Curtain, Soviet spy Rudolf Abel ran an espionage network in 50s America before his eventual capture. His nail-biting spy swap at the Berlin Bridge made global headlines. In the 1960 U-2 crisis, the Soviets shot down an American surveillance plane and captured its pilot, Gary Powers. This explosive incident derailed a crucial Eisenhower-Khrushchev summit. Clearly, Cold War spying could have far-reaching geopolitical consequences. Unsurprisingly, popular spy thrillers flourished in fiction and film. James Bond's dashing adventures captured the daring spirit, technical wizardry and sexual magnetism of the era's spy mystique. Photos of bikini-clad starlets dancing with CIA chief Alan Dulles at lavish moonglow parties epitomized the agency's public glamorization. Still, consistent revelations of CIA excesses and attempted assassinations later tarnished its standing. Not all who wander in the wilderness of mirrors remain untainted. By the 1980s, mass surveillance and technology shifted spy tradecraft. The CIA armed Afghan Mujahideen rebels in the USSR's Vietnam, while the KGB unsuccessfully tried suppressing Poland's Solidarity movement. Ultimately, economic stagnation was the Soviet Union's Achilles heel, not clandestine plots. But there is poetic justice that at the Cold War's end, CIA mole Aldrich Ames was finally uncovered and convicted for compromising America's human assets and operations for years. The long shadow game between superpower spy agencies defined an entire global era. Its legacies still shape geopolitics today. Espionage goes digital, the cyber age. The rise of the internet and digital connectivity has completely transformed 21st century espionage. Traditional physical and human intelligence approaches persist, but cyberspace has become the new high ground for spy operations. Digital surveillance, data mining, hacking, and technological innovation are redefining modern tradecraft. Just as Cold War nuclear escalation necessitated arms control treaties, cyber espionage is now necessitating norms and deterrence frameworks in the virtual theater. Today, intelligence agencies employ elite hackers and conduct clandestine online influence operations. Spies remotely infiltrate databases using malware, phishing schemes, and social engineering tactics. They manipulate social media trends and capitalize on digital surveillance to predictively profile persons of interest. Technology like facial recognition, biometrics, predictive analytics, and big data provide unprecedented mass monitoring capabilities to governments. Even non-state actors like terrorist groups and cybercriminals use elements of cyber espionage for intelligence requirements, recruitment, and funding. This diffusion of capabilities to non-state entities is historically unprecedented. Major data breaches have exposed the sensitive secrets of military agencies, governments, and corporations. Sophisticated state-linked groups like China's APT-10, Russia's Fancy Bear, and the American NSA have formidable cyber espionage prowess. Fears abound of digital infrastructure and electoral systems being sabotaged by foreign adversaries. But attribution remains a huge challenge in identifying and verifying cyber intrusions due to technical obfuscation techniques and routing. Setting norms and creating transparency for reducing these risks remains contentious within the global community. Cyber espionage adds new quicksilver threats like influence and disinformation campaigns. State agencies covertly manipulate public opinion, spread propaganda, exacerbate societal divisions, and disrupt free elections. Viral conspiracies on social media show how insidiously false narratives divide public opinion. Shaping ideas and perceptions is becoming as vital in information warfare as traditional physical kinetic conflict. The digital nature of cyberspace also raises acute civil liberty and privacy concerns regarding mass surveillance. These emerging ethical challenges and pitfalls have made cyber espionage a controversial policy issue. Increasing automation is also on the horizon through applications like machine learning and artificial intelligence. Cutting-edge tools like facial and emotion recognition algorithms, predictive profiling, and deep fakes herald a possible future where much spy work may be undertaken by AI systems. This could alter espionage in ways not seen since the Industrial Revolution. The shifting nature of power and secrecy in an interconnected digital landscape has made information security a core imperative of the digital age. Just as nuclear weapons define 20th century state power, control of data and information networks may define power in the 21st century. The invisible hands moving today's geopolitical levers are increasingly digital. The ever-changing art of spying. And so we conclude our epic espionage journey traversing ancient kingdoms, medieval courts, world wars, cold warriors, all the way to today's digital dilemmas. This long historical arc demonstrates that spying is not only the world's second oldest profession, but indeed a core pillar of statecraft itself. Espionage has always evolved across eras to leverage new tools, whether invisible ink or AI algorithms. In doing so, its impact often silently shaped the course of events. Like the mythical trickster archetype, espionage engages in deception and operates in moral shades of gray. Spy agencies must balance secrecy with oversight, privacy with security, and pragmatism with ideals. As a result, it has always invited controversy even as it became indispensable to rivals. Because knowledge is power, information gathering intrinsically empowers the spymaster over the unwitting target. Yet intelligence agencies argue this power must be judiciously used to protect national interests. This tension between ends and means permeates the world of spies. It demands constant ethical vigilance. Looking ahead, rapid developments in surveillance technology, cyber defenses, data analytics, quantum encryption, AI automation, augmented reality, biotech advances, and more will continue to transform espionage. New dimensions of competition and cooperation between state and non-state actors are still evolving in the 21st century. The ancient practice of spying now finds itself in a high-tech hall of mirrors full of diffuse power relationships and digital phantoms. How modern espionage adapts its tradecraft and ethics to navigate this complexity remains the next vital chapter in its eternal story. The Great Game continues. References: Lee, John, 2019. A History of Espionage, From Ancient Times to the Digital Age. Random House. Johnson, John, 2009. Historical Dictionary of Espionage, Scarecrow Press. Matthews, Owen, 2021. An Impeccable Spy, Richard Sorge, Stalin's Master Agent. Bloomsbury Publishing. And there we have it, fellow seekers of the hidden truth, the conclusion of our clandestine odyssey through shadows of history, the evolution of espionage. From the ancient sands of Egypt to the digital battlegrounds of cyberspace, we've unraveled tales that have covertly carved the narratives of nations. Here at TopThangs, we're not just about scratching the surface, we dive into the depths where few dare to tread. If today's journey through the shadows has ignited a spark within you, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Your support is our secret weapon in continuing to unravel the mysteries of history. Stay vigilant, for the world of espionage never sleeps, and neither do we. Until our next covert rendezvous, keep your wits sharp and your curiosity sharper. This isn't just history, it's TopThangs, where every tale is a ticket to a journey beyond the ordinary. Join us next time for another thrilling deep dive into the unknown.